Thinking more about interesting light fittings. Actually, I um, I have some extra wire, and it's very easy to change the plugs, whether they be the 3-pin, the switch ones, whatever they have different volts or different amps rather, or the other one, and so I might go with my daughter as well, go to some antiques fairs and just buy some sort of just interesting, cool things and arrange a light around it. I don't want it to be ugly though, but I think if each ingredient is really beautiful, if each component is exceptionally beautiful, it can be utilitarian as well. And you have the light fitting in the middle. That has to be kind of regulation light fitting, and you have to be, of course, conscious if where you're putting the light, even if it's LED, it shouldn't be really hot. You can't always expect everyone to put LED lights in, and also if there is a electrical fire, you don't want it to just go poof. When I put lights in clothes, it was more for costume aspects of it. I kind of moved away very quickly from it. Well, first of all, I try to buffer it under fabric always. There's only like small LEDs, but there's a big debate about lights on clothes within the wearables world. A lot of people thought it was just not creative, and I know but it's the only, if you have an audience, it's the only thing you can really show. I have some kinetic, or rather animatronics type clothes which move around as well through a pulley system. Completely inspired by Hussein Sherlin, of course. You must know his work. It's very sort of theatrical and narrative based, and wearable technology indeed. And I was kind of, when you first start with wearables, you go through a phase of using lights, because it's you can use different triggers, and you can see that in the lights. And then you can replace it with things like haptics or different actuators. So all of these things kind of gave me an overview of how lights fit into fabrics and movement and textiles and soft electronics as well. In fact, I had an idea to make wall hanging lights, like just put them straight into the blind, just put them straight into the curtains. You don't need any extra. Why wouldn't you? Wouldn't it make sense when you shut the curtains that there's lights on them? Wouldn't that make sense, right? That's where the light comes from during the day. I have many ideas. I have so many ideas. And of course it's a different kind of light, because a light kind of like the sunlight coming in is different to a light which would be buffered. But I actually developed a bunch of fabric-based lights, actually, fabric-based light fittings, and I put them into prints, and also the prints itself were thermochromatic, so they themselves would change with how hot they got in the room. So I guess it would show if the light was too hot, for instance. Additional to that, I looked at other kind of mixed, like had ideas of putting like mixing in lights with audio, like sort of speaker fabric as well, so you could have like a sort of speaker technology across the fabric on the wall. People do that already, but it could be mixed in with lights, and it doesn't have to be like disco. It could be totally ambient according to the music. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm not really an interiors person, but I've been doing interiors for a long time. But with my sort of fashion trained background, and obviously I've been doing a lot of wearables, where you know how, as a human being, you're so connected to the environment as well. So that's what I've been thinking about. So that's what I was thinking about last night. I don't know about you. I don't know who would buy any of these things, but I guess if I connect with sort of my music friends, maybe in their studio spaces they need certain kind of speaker things with lights, for instance. I don't know. Maybe it's an artistic expression. It's one-off commissions, or they would have to be. These kind of products can never go to scale. They can only be bought in small batches as well. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's a development of something else. Anywho, this is what I was thinking with my wires and plugs and fabric and soft electronics. So the light that I developed, actually, what it was lights across the fabric, and you could just throw it anywhere. So your light, and it would be on my own print as well. So it'd be like on a chiffon type material, and you could scrunch it up and go like this, and it would be a light, and you could just throw it somewhere in the room, and your light would land there. So that's something that I developed in I think it was around when Persia was born, 2013, 2014. I thought it was particularly useful for mums, actually, because you could be on the, if you're at night going to feed your baby or something, it could be like a soft thing that you put on your shoulder, so it'd be completely fireproof, obviously. So many lighting ideas I've had, but the wearable costume, like on clothes, was never a final destination anyway. A lot of the things that I have done are ingredients for, my ideas thereafter. Anywho,